INFJs function quite differently than the rest of personality types. They can sometimes be seen as unrealistic, vague, smart, and compassionate. In this video, we will be discussing in detail how INFJs are seen by others. Please drop a like and subscribe to our channel and turn on the post notifications to never miss out on the newest videos. So, without further ado, let's dive right into the video. 1. Intense. Although INFJs may appear naive and generous sometimes, they do leave a mark of their intensity wherever they go. People tend to see INFJs as compassionate, kind, generous, and smart. Not only that, some people might have other things to say. They are usually absorbed in coming up with ideas to make the world a better place. If you know an INFJ, you will notice that they always have great faith in the power of goodness. Their preferred career lines are creativity, leadership, and motivational speaking, despite being introverted. Well, that's because an INFJ likes to go in depth of everything around them. They don't like small talk about the weather and even surface conversations. INFJs like to delve deeper into everything until they've reached the root. The right way to deal with an INFJ is to give them an intellectual, easygoing conversation that will help them recharge their batteries. While some see this trait as a power, others think it is too intense and crazy. Their ability to be able to connect to the people is not only a good trait, but also extremely helpful. 2. Socially awkward. This is the most obvious trait. INFJs are shy and introverted. Most of them feel odd and misfit in gatherings, which is why they do two things. Either they avoid socializing altogether, or they try to speak as little as possible. There are basically two causes behind it. One is their inability to take interest in small talk, and the second is introversion. They try their best not to upset anyone, but unfortunately, their amount of interaction is just never enough. But when they are around someone they are close to, an INFJ has a lot to say. They will talk about everything that interests them, and even display their sense of humor. But that's not the case most of the time, as INFJs don't open up to everyone. Their choice of a best friend is very rigid, which is why interacting with them is a hard task. Another factor that contributes to their social anxiety is the fear of upsetting people. You heard it right. INFJs are always afraid that they might do or say something that will hurt someone's feelings. So, in order to protect others, they usually hurt themselves. Now that you know how their mind works, you may find them cute instead of socially anxious. 3. Indirect and vague. This has been one of the most common public opinions about INFJs so far. They make up less than 3% of the U.S. population, which is extremely rare. They don't feel like they belong in groups in their circle, and people often prove them right by failing to understand what an INFJ has to say. They like to use analogies and metaphors in their conversations. You will very rarely see an INFJ that is ready to talk like other random people. They go into the depth of everything around, and sometimes can't find words to describe how they see things. When their complex mind tries to simplify it, the only solution appears to be usage of vague metaphors, which is an interesting thing, honestly. Only if you know INFJs closely and can understand the reason behind how they see things will you find their analogies quite entertaining. They rarely talk, but eloquence comes naturally to them. An INFJ always knows how to explain something, but the level of understanding depends on their reader. Only a true INFJ or their close circle will be able to interpret their indirect and vague discussions. If you enjoyed watching this video so far, please consider subscribing to our channel to support us. Don't forget to press the bell icon and get notified for more content. 4. Compassionate. INFJ's second nature is compassion and empathy. They don't need to be asked twice for help, and that makes them stand out in front of others. You can never be too worried about a problem if you have an INFJ around you. Usually, they are seen as someone who wants to help an old man cross a busy street, feed the stray cat, and listen to an upset colleague. It's their kind aura and self-control that tells them exactly what to say in stressful situations. They may or may not solve your problem, but they will definitely help you feel hopeful and look for a solution. INFJs are good listeners. They know when to give someone a shoulder to cry on. If you have a problem going on in your life, you can sit and talk to them about it without being interrupted. They also see others' issues as their own and get extremely absorbed in bringing solutions to the table. 5. Intelligent. INFJs are highly intelligent individuals. They tend to be observant, catching on details that are usually hidden from the general people. It makes them see things more clearly and gives their stance on certain situations a very strong support. To others, INFJs will appear like strong, smart, and quiet persons that like to keep observing silently and speak only when required. It adds to their intimidating aura and enhances the value of their opinion on topics. People usually take their opinions seriously and try to act upon the advice an INFJ gives them. INFJs are also emotionally intelligent, and their intuition can be easily called a superpower. They can pick on patterns and make decisions accordingly, which is why most of the time their observations turn out to be correct. In short, INFJs appear to have a smart, intimidating, and intense vibe in the public's eye. This is all for now. If you found the video interesting, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Give us your feedback in the comments section. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.